Lovely.
Hello there.
Hello.
Welcome to All About the Bass. I'm Nathan.
And I'm Lee.
And today we're going to do something that we haven't looked at before, actually. We're going to have a little look at the Kemper Amp Profiler and what that's like with bass. Because, mainly because I've used a Kemper with guitar for about a year and a half.
Yeah.
And it's never struck me to actually use it with the bass. And it was just by chance the other day I was rehearsing. And I had the Kemper in the car, so I thought, I'll just take it in and try it. And you know what? I thought it sounded great.
Man, I'm looking forwed to this.
And just then, when you were playing it sounded great then too. Right?
There was some lovely, that one with a massive low end was just, it just caught me. I've got this. Yeah, it sounds great.
Yeah.
And this is quite nice for me as well, where I've had a run through of with the guys that look after this in store as well, just teaching me the basics, just how to get a sound. But obviously, this is a very in depth. You can go as crazy as you want with these things with tones
absolutely.
and
Yeah, we're just going to touch the surface really, and obviously it's not. These aren't cheap. These things, we'll go through the prices a bit later, but I'm not expecting all bass players to go run out and buy one of these, because they're probably outside of a lot of people's budgets. But I just thought it's worth letting you know how good they are with the bass.
Yeah.
Because I don't think everybody knows. I mean, I didn't even realise until I tried it for myself.
No, it's great, and say the features that it has, it may work really, really well for certain people in certain gigging environments. I know I've spoken to a couple of customers where on guitar, where there's if they're using like a covers set, for example, and they've got 6 different residencies. I spoke to a customer that set his rig up for each song in each individual space, so he can now just go to any gig and any venue that he's set him up for, and he's set every sound for the room that is right with the audience. I mean, that's next level sort of detail on it, but that's what you can do.
That is how involved you can get with the Kemper. I mean, it's a very, very clever piece of kit. And what happens is straight out the box, it comes with some presets for the bass. There's quite a lot in there. We were just going through some then to give you an idea of what it sounded like. This particular model is powered, and what that means is you get an option with the Kempers. You can buy them not powered, and that's just for if you want to run them through, just DI them in a studio or something. But the power version is particularly useful for live because it has a built-in 600 watt amplifier, and you can then just take a lead out the back and plug it into whatever cab you've got.
Mm-hmm.
And so today, look, we're going through this little Mark bass 210 and a horn.
210?
It's a Traveller, right?
It's a little Traveller cab, and then this is just really for us in the room, just to say, be able to hear it. This is going out the DI,
yes,
isn't it?
So you'll be listening to the DI signal. We're just coming straight out the back. But this is for us. But it sounds good, right?
Mm-hmm. It does indeed.
Pretty meaty. Because that was what really impressed me when I tried it out was the kind of focus bottom end.
This is what you're saying. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
So just to tighten up everything down the bass frequency, and I can feel that straight away. And we'll show you guys just in a second some stuff that you can actually drag from Kemper's site. So it's people profile their own tones, don't they?
That's right. With Rig Manager, yeah. Yeah,
so
we'll look at that in a sec.
Yeah, so you can just load it and say it really does have that sort of more of a punch down the low end, and it's not too muddy, and what you can get out of tweaking with the low mids and the bass. Sounds really, really good.
Yeah, so on top of this whole profiling thing, and what that means is it's so with the presets in here, the guys at Kemper have gone into a studio and they've taken different bass amplifiers, and the Kemper's actually looked at how those amps sound, and it's basically taken a snapshot of that sound, and then it just replays that exactly.
Yeah.
Because if you go and look at some other sort of Kemper reviews, they'll mainly be for guitars, I'd imagine, you'll see that people go into studios and they'll A/B test the Kemper with a blind test, and they cannot tell the difference. If they're in the control room, the amp somewhere else, they can't tell the difference between their amp and what's being profiled.
It's amazing. I know the Lee, when the guys did the video for the guitar, Lee was, I remember coming back in the shop when he was filming that video, and it just being absolutely amazed where he thought he would be able to tell the valve amp aside from the Kemper, and I think that came out as he couldn't. Like, it was just like just couldn't recognise, which freaked him out a little bit. But it's that good. It is, yeah, really is that good. So
it's a clever box. So that's that's the amp side of it, that profiling. And that's where it sort of replicates the sound of your amplifier. And then on top of that, you've got a whole sort of effects section before and after the amp. And this contains loads of stomp box models. Every kind of effect you can imagine, really. You know, compressors, choruses, phasers, flanges, and then you've got delays, reverbs, wahs, also wahs, overdrives, distortions.
Yeah.
Every sort of pedal you can imagine is also modelled in here too.
Love it.
And you can just add those as and how you want, you know.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. And another, yeah, all right. So another feature that we were talking about there was if you hook up to the internet and use Kemper's, you go through Kemper's site, they have this thing called Rig Manager. And there's just thousands and thousands of profiles that people have uploaded.
It's like 10,500, isn't it?
Yeah,
10,500 tones on the Rig Exchange. So like
now, a lot of the majority of these are for guitar, right? So this is, but you can filter these out. So up here, for instance, look, I've just typed in the search bit Mark Bass, and then it's just brought up all the relevant sort of Mark Bass profiles. You see, there's one dude here has done about 20 different profiles of various different Mark Bass amps, and all the details come up over here. You can tell what amp it was and what cab you went through, if you went through a cab, what it was mic'd up with, all that sort of stuff.
That's cool.
And you can basically just instantly on here. Look, for instance, I'll just go to
as if by magic,
a random thing. Double click on it, and that will now come up in here. If you play that,
we've got some Mark Bass.
And you think, I don't like that one, you go on to the next one, try that. And then you just load these up in, and then you store them in the Kemper. These are all free, by the way, these profiles. It's amazing. That's the other incredible thing.
Yeah.
There's such a resource of free sounds out there.
Yeah, probably like quite initial sort of higher, it's quite a high cost unit, isn't it? But then say to have this all for free, and it's obviously ever changing, just people just loading up stuff, and you may find that some things you think, no, I wouldn't really use that, but then someone else comes up a few days later, adds something that's now that particular amp or whatever what you want to be using it for. But
well, because I was fiddling about, for instance, right, there was a good one that I found. It was an Ashdown profile. So I'll just type in Ashdown into the Rig Manager.
Look at this.
Hello, and there, all your Ashdown stuff comes up here. And yeah, I think it was this one this dude did. So let's see what that sounds like. Take these effects and stuff off. Right, have a go. See what that's. All right, and then so on top of that, there's your basic amp profile, and then you've got real-time EQ down here.
Nice.
No, very musical EQ that the Kemper has on board.
Yeah, lovely.
You can see whoever did this profile, he's already got some compressor on there and a bit of EQ. But you just do whatever you want with it. That's the great thing about it. You can start from scratch.
Yeah, or take these sort of presets and just think, okay, I don't want that compressor,
tweak them.
And just come up for the tone that you want. So, yeah, really impressive.
You're pretty good, huh?
I like it.
Because you haven't looked at this before, right? This is
not really.
New thing for you.
And purely just
with the bass.
I mean, not with the bass. No. And I know that we want to do another one, maybe looking at the Helix as well. We've talked about doing that as well. So look out for that. It'll be coming up just to compare the two. I've had a look into that as well, and it's quite limited for the amount of bass sounds that are on it. But then obviously, like this, you can just play with it and create those sounds that you want to anyway. So
yeah.
So yeah, it'd be good to see what that comes out like. But no, I've never plugged a bass into this, and it's only from yourself saying, yeah, so I just used it the other day, and it was just worked really, really well. So
I was really surprised. It's the best live bass sound I think I've ever had.
Seriously?
Yeah. No, I think so. Yeah, because I also AB'd it with my rig at home, and I just preferred the sound of the Kemper.
Well, there we go.
So
nice.
There you go. That on that bombshell. So also, if you're going to use it live, you can get one of these things, which is the floorboard that goes along with it. And this is very clever. This allows you to access all the presets on here. It goes up and down in banks, and in each bank you have 5 different sort of patches.
And is it effects as well, mate, with this as well? You're saying
Yeah,
that you
yes, but you can assign any of these buttons here to different stomp box effects. So you just have your basic amp set up, and then you'd have compressor, or a bit of touch wah, some chorus,
looper in there as well.
delay.
Cool.
There's the looper built in. Tuner, very
Handy.
good tuner built in. Like I say, ain't cheap this stuff. In fact, do you want to tell them?
Yeah. So
Some prices.
So yeah, this foot switch, guys, doesn't come with every model. So there are so we've got start with the unpowered stuff. So we've got the unpowered rack is $15.29 right now in October 2017. Exchange rate is moving all over the place at the moment, so might change. Unpowered head, like the sort of the normal head, is $14.99. Then we go to the powered stuff. Powered guitar head is $17.99. So is the rack, $17.99. Now, if you want the foot switch with it as well, it goes up a little bit more. So the powered rack with the foot switch, bear with me, is $21.99, and then the powered head with the foot switch is $22.99. So,
So on the on the surface, you think that's a lot of money. Having said that, what's your boutique sort of high-end bass amps? Like your Aguilars and all that sort of business. What sort of money are they going for? It's got to be up around there, isn't it?
Yeah, probably not as high as that. I mean, we don't keep a lot at the moment of the sort of higher end bass amps.
I'm just thinking you're probably more in touch with that sort of side of things than me.
Yeah, no problem. Well, I mean, we deal with Aguilar now, and that's like the Tone Hammer 500. You're looking that's around sort of £1,000–1,100 for the head.
Well, there you go. That's for the head. And
so
then
you think
want cabs on top of that?
Then you need cabs, and then a cab. Yeah, I think they're about £800 each. The little SL, the lightweight cabs. So you do get up there with the whole rig. Obviously, with this, you need to buy a cab if you don't have a cab as well. So someone would need to do that.
But then, if you're already a bass player, there's a good chance you've probably got a cab already
that you can already use. Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously the benefit of your Kemper is that it doesn't just have one sound. If you've got a bass amp and it just has one kind of sound that you like, that's fine. What I do like about this is you can have basically the sound of any bass amp you want. And this thing just stores thousands of presets.
Yeah, so is there a limit? Is it got like like a hard drive built in? It just goes and goes?
It just keeps going, you know, it's got loads. Of course there's a limit. I don't know what it is.
But
the profile's only like 17K or something.
Yeah, the file sizes are absolutely tiny, yeah.
Great.
So it's got masses of storage. And like I say, hook it up with your computer, and then you've got access to all this stuff online. It's
thousands to play with, yeah.
It's a very, very cool box.
Well, say if you start comparing it there, so where you would spend, say, £1,100, say £1,200 on a bass head, really nice bass head. Say to open it up, and you want that Ampeg growl or the smoothness that you get out of a Mark bass, or just to change it up. It's all of a sudden it opens it up to, well, okay, I've spent a little bit more, but I've got so many more options.
Plus, also, right, but it doesn't stop there. Don't forget you've got all those effects built in as well.
Of course, yep.
Right?
Yep.
So that's what you're getting that in as well,
Yeah.
But proper, really great effects too, really high end, really nice models of any stomp box you can imagine, really.
So you don't then have to go and start hunting through thousands of bass effects if you want to tweak your tone or...
Exactly. I mean, I suppose, to go into depth of all this stuff that we're talking about is probably a topic for another video. If you're interested...
Yeah, let us know and we'll do it.
Let us know and we'll do it. I'm quite happy to go into further detail, but to cover it all would just take ages. So we're not going to do it here. This is just a little overview of how useful it is with the bass. So that's an Ampeg. That's the piggyback. That's the little tiny one. Do you know that one? The little flip top.
Okay.
That's with the gain up. I'll turn that down a bit, clean it up.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool.
It's all right, isn't it? Let's have a look on our little rig exchange, just so we can find some Ampeg stuff in here.
Okay, so that was the sort of Ampeg sound that's built into the Kemper already. You get that as it is.
Oh yeah,
cool.
No, you do get a load of sounds in there that are all ready to go. Basically.
And then there's tons. Oh wow.
Now you have to really go through these because I can't guarantee
what they're going to sound like.
Going to sound very nice at all. They might sound hideous. Try it.
Right, a bit toppy, but
another one. So that's just 3 profiles that one guy has put up on here.
Yeah.
But there's loads more. You said that was a bit toppy, that one? All
that
right.
first one, yeah.
All right, so I'll tweak it a bit.
Okay. Nice and easy to start making those little adjustments.
Yeah, and once you're happy with how you've got it, you just press store and that's it. It's there forever.
Done.
Yeah, done. You just save it somewhere else.
I like it.
Clever, eh?
Yeah, really cool.
Yeah. So.
No, nice man. No, cheers for. So it's nice to because I'm just using my. So I've got this Gensbenz rig that never changes at the moment. I need to.
Right.
Yeah, I want to sort of change it up a bit, but it's 15 years. It's just going strong. So it's nice to hear someone that's actually used it live, and you've got that experience of what it can do live, and in the mix.
But
live
but this is very early days for me. I've literally just used it once last week on a gig.
But do you think you'll
on a rehearsal?
no,
I'm sold. I'm done.
Wicked.
Yeah. Just because it sounds great and the flexibility.
Yeah.
I think it's the way forward for me. It's not going to be everybody's cup of tea, but and it's not going to be in everybody's budget, but it's definitely worth
a
thinking
look.
about.
Nice.
There you go.
Well, I hope you found that interesting and informative, guys. And just look online, for a bit more clarification on the prices. I know there's a few different options there, but have a look on in the link below. Everything will be annotated, and and we will see you back probably for another more in-depth one. If you'd like this, just let us know.
Yeah.
And then we'll touch on the Helix next time, I think, as well.
That's not a bad shout. Okay.
Yeah,
and then at one point, maybe we could do a little shootout between the two, see how they compare.
Fight. Yeah, like it.
Brilliant. Okay. Well, this has been all about the bass. I've been Nathan.
And I've been Lee.
And thanks very much for joining us. If you've enjoyed it, great. We'll see you next time. You can click and subscribe and see us every week. Sitting here talking nonsense.
Talking about bass.
Nonsense about bass.
Nonsense about bass.
See you next time.
See ya.
Bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching the Andertons Guitar YouTube channel. If you're a drummer or a keyboard player or interested in music technology, you might find one of our other channels interesting, and I'll put details of those in the description below. If you want to find out more about the products we've just featured, please click here. If you'd like to buy a t-shirt like this, please click here. If you want to watch another video on our guitar channel, click down here. And to subscribe to our guitar channel, click here. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.